Hi, Year 9, it's Miss Ross with your tutorial today, and we are building on the theme of mental health. And this is something that I introduced a couple weeks ago when we did the tutorial on lockdown routines. And mental health is always important. It's something that you may or may not be aware of, but definitely recently during the lockdown, it's something that we really need to look after and help to maintain. So, in case you're wondering what it actually means to have good mental health, here are some bullet points here. So, it means that you genuinely feel good about yourself, that you are able to make and keep positive relationships with other people. You're generally able to manage your feelings and not feel too overwhelmed by them. You have things you're interested in, and you have hobbies that bring you joy, and you generally feel hopeful and positive about the future. I know at the moment lots of these bullet points seem quite difficult to achieve with everything that you are going through. And I know it's a very difficult time and requires a lot of resilience. But this is something that we should be striving for because our mental health is just as important as our physical health. And that's something that we stress as a school that is really important to maintain your mental health. So we're going to look at today ways that we can help recognize when our mental health might not be great and things that we can practically do in order to help build it up again. Because I realize you might be looking at these bullet points and being like, but I never really feel that positive. That's normal, and it's normal to have dips and days that we don't feel 100%. But it's about recognizing it and being practical and figuring out what we can do to look after ourselves because self care is so important. So I wanted to start off. I've been doing quite a bit of research on things that are out there that you can look at in order to kind of get some ideas. And the NHS has a really good website aimed at young people, and it's called Every Mind Matters. And there are loads of fantastic links that I will talk about in a bit. But I wanted to start off by streaming this video here, which I'm going to link to in a couple minutes with some strategies.
Why hasn't she texted me back? What did I do? Really need to stay at home and get ready for next week's exam. Oh no, there's no way I have enough time to be ready for that. I should work all day Saturday, but it's a match day and I don't want to let the team down. They'll get mad at me. Why hasn't she texted me back? I can't deal with this. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I can't get out of here. Someone help me. Who are you? Silly question. I'm you. What? You've backed yourself into a corner. Too many worries. I can't stop it. No, we've all got worries, but you can help yourself and get the worries out of your head. They're thoughts. I can't just get them out. Yeah, you can. You need to write them down. Look at them on paper. See what you can do to stop them stressing you out. You need to deal with them one at a time. Otherwise, you end up here, stuck like we are, where you can't see the street from the walls. Take one of your thoughts. She hasn't texted me back. Is she mad with me? Can you do anything about that? No, not really. Then you need to let it go. She'll text when she's ready. Refocus your mind on something else. Another one. The exam next week. I'm gonna mess it up. Can you do something about it? I mean, I could go home and study. So you need to study. Preferably now. And how are you going to do that? Go home, stay in tonight, miss the match tomorrow. Boom! There we are. A way out. But the lads will be angry with me if I don't turn up. Can you do something about it? I could phone Sarge and explain. No time like the present. Hey, it's Luke. Listen, I have to study tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to miss the match. Oh, great. Yeah, I'll be back next week. So was he upset? No, he totally understood. They have an extra sub lined up anyway. All these worries, they're just in your head. And you need to catch them before they get on top of you. Work out if you can do anything to calm them. Just make a note and process them later in the day when you have a quiet moment. And if you know you're going to do that, you'll see how easy it is to refocus your mind.
Okay, so practically things that we can do relating to that. So he talks about the importance of writing down your worries and having them in front of you. So whether it be on something fancy like this that you can buy on the internet, or whether it's just written down on a scrappy piece of paper or on the notes pages of your phone, it's so important to pinpoint what you are worrying about because often we feel in a state of anxiety, but we don't actually we can't actually verbalize why. So, why are you worried? Is it within your control? And if so, what can you do about it? 9 times out of 10, it'll be something that you can't control, but just by writing it down, you have done something active to identify it, and now it's just time to breathe and let it go. So, things like this I like. There's loads of things out there as well, but just writing it down will do the trick. And it comes back to this kind of chart here. So, do you have a problem? Most of the time, it doesn't require you to worry about it, even though we do waste so much time and energy worrying about things that are out of our control and that are in the future. It's really just trying to get in the habit of not worrying about it. And I know it's easier said than done, but practice makes perfect. Something also that I quite like is this idea of having a daily mood chart. Doesn't necessarily need to be as hardcore as this with every 2 hours, but even if it's just on your phone, looking for trends, like generally, do you feel happier at some times of the days or different days of the week than others? When generally do you feel worried or tired or anxious? Just putting ticks in this box for what you're feeling and when. And it really helps to be able to have something physical in front of you to be able to identify trends of how you're feeling. It doesn't need to be as sophisticated as this, even if you just write things on your phone, it's absolutely fine. Also, ideas like this, so identifying if you are feeling anxious, what can you do about it? And it's totally normal to feel a heightened sense of anxiety at the moment with everything that you are having to deal with and the resilience that is required to deal with lockdown. So, things that you can do, I like kind of these little kind of pictures like this. So, releasing your shoulders, unclenching your jaw, dropping your tongue from the roof of your mouth, breathing techniques. And I like the little ideas on the left. So, generally writing things down, chatting to someone, having a bath, listening to calming music. These will definitely make you feel a bit better. This comes from a page on the Childline website, and I think it's fantastic. And there are loads of really practical ideas that you can do to help feel better. So, the one on the left, the scent straw, so making a space in a cupboard or a drawer that will help be filled with things to use when you're feeling anxious or panicky. So it can be things that smell nice, that taste a certain way, feels a certain way, or make a noise. This can include shampoo, a soap, a mint, a fluffy sock, or something brightly coloured, so that you can go to and just kind of have a feel or a smell when you're feeling anxious. And then in the middle, the let it go box. So again, find a box or a drawer, and when you are feeling anxious, write down on a piece of paper and put it in the box. And tell yourself that you don't need to think about the worry at the moment and you can let it go and leave it in the box for now. You can do this as many times as you like. And remember, just make sure it's somewhere private because it's just for you. And then finally, this one will take a little bit more time and thought, but writing a letter to yourself. So choose a day when you're feeling happy and write a letter to yourself, either on paper or on your phone, to read when you're finding things difficult and struggling a bit. Remember to include advice about things that have helped you to cope in the past, and read this letter to yourself to remind yourself on days that you're feeling more anxious, and hopefully it will make your mood improve. And there are loads more out there on the Childline website with different tips to help ease anxiety and to help you feel better. Also, generally, I've spoken about this before that I really enjoy when, as part of my self care routine, listen to podcasts. So, both George Ezra and Fern Cotton are ambassadors of the charity Mind, and they've got some really good podcasts. So, the Phone a Friend podcast with George Ezra and Happy Place podcast with Fern Cotton. And one that I also really enjoy is How to Fail with Elizabeth Day, where she talks to famous people about things that are their failures. And often we kind of beat ourselves up about things that we perceive as being failures, but really they're so important because they help us to learn and help us to grow. And then finally, I just wanted to show you. So again, this website here, the NHS one, if you scroll down to the bottom after all these videos here, there's loads. So I looked at Childline's Calm Zone to find some ideas here. So I press on this, loads of different breathing exercises and bits about yoga and different things that you can do to help yourself feel better. And so many more out there. So I urge you to have a look and see if there's anything that suits you. Okay, it was lovely to talk to you today. I hope you're all doing well and very much looking forward to see you soon. Stay safe. Bye.